Zimbabwe has become one of the first countries globally to launch a national program for Lenacapavir, an HIV prevention drug which is injected twice yearly. It marks a major milestone in the country's fight to end AIDS as a public health threat. Lenacapavir is reportedly nearly 100% effective, and it eliminates the need for daily prayer pills. The country's health ministry says the initial phase of administering the drug targets over 46,000 high-risk individuals. Zimbabwe, which carries one of Africa's highest burdens of HIV, priority groups including adolescent girls, young women, and sex workers. Well, for more on this medical feat, Associate Professor of Infectious Disease, Molecular Virology and Genomics, Oladipo Kolawole, who's joining us via Zoom from Osun State. Thank you so much for joining us at this time.
Yeah, thank you for having me on the call this time.
All right, so while this is an epoch-making event and a record-breaking feat, now Zimbabwe seems to be among the first countries to launch a national program for long-acting Lenacapavir. How significant is this moment in the global fight against HIV?
Well, honestly, it's something that gives us joy, and it's something that gives advancement about the new development. And we can, if we have been following this drug, some months ago, the findings of the clinical trial from these for this drug was published in England Journal of Medicine, where it was stated there that it has a great efficacy against as an HIV prevention drug. So, and which can be used in addendum with what we have. But one icing that we have on the cake is that when we come about drug adherence, you know, what to use yearly or what to use daily or what to use monthly, that this new drug now give us the grace to take the shot just twice in a year. Although it is given subcutaneously, the first time if an individual have the shot, you take some pills of the drug, and after 24 hours, you take another pill of that same drug. Then you wait for the next 6 months, whereby allowing people to adhere to drug regime. And now there is tendency that is going to lower the transmission rate of HIV. So this is a good advancement in science.
Okay, so my concern, while this is a good advancement, right, my concern is about Big Pharma. Now, there have been major talks about major pharmaceutical companies not being interested in the creation of drugs that can cure disease that bring about huge financial turnover. Do you see this medical feat facing crisis?
Well, I don't want to talk from the point of the pharmaceuticals, but one thing I know is that for every drug that is being produced or developed, honestly, this is something that we should target saving the population. So even if you can make your business, because we have a good number of people, let me cite, for instance, there are some other ailments that have drugs, and the drug are still existing. So what we should know is that based on the nature of the virus, based on its mutation potential, even if there is a cure for it now, there is tendency that mutation could occur, and that we need to update the existing drug to ensure that it will be protective based on the circulating strain. Because the pathogen is an RNA virus, and thereabout, one of the challenge of RNA viruses are mutation. And we cannot stop that, and the pathogen will keep mutating, and that will allow those in pharmaceuticals to be in business. And let me shock you now. You can see that there has not been a significant breakthrough in HIV vaccine, and it is due because of these mutation I'm talking about. Even the drug we are talking about now is not even the curative drug. It's said prevention, so that it allows you not to be infected. And that is why there are some certain group of individuals, like the age, the sex workers, the females, mothers that are breastfeeding, so that we can reduce mother-to-child transmission. And that is the target. We are not even saying that it kills, but it prevents you from being infected.
It prevents from being infected, but Lenacapavir is reportedly nearly 100% effective, and it eliminates the need for daily prayer pills. It means that, doesn't it mean that you can get well by just taking, like you had mentioned, your dose twice a year? And looking at Big Pharma again, I come to that. This isn't good business. Yes, this isn't good business for them, because many of them have been doing drugs just so you can manage some diseases like cancer, HIV, and AIDS, but not to totally cure it. How will this go with them? Will the use of the WHO giving approval for this?
Yes, if there are enough scientific evidence and justification for this drug, definitely WHO will give approval. Then for Big Pharma, if peradventure is pushing you out of this, is pushing out of market, particularly for this drug, there are millions of diseases that are yet to have drugs. So you can swap or move to other pathogen whereby you still make your profit as expected. So we can't stay there for long and not be expecting. Look at for instance, we still have hepatitis B vaccine, and that doesn't mean people are not coming down with liver cancer due to hepatitis B. So definitely, if they get out of market as a result of HIV, there are other pathogens that need drugs, that need therapeutics, that there is a need for development of biology. So they can switch to that part and still find solution to it.
All right, a quick one before we let you go. How will the program ensure sex workers and other marginalized individuals gain access to the drug without stigma?
Yeah, I think that it has to do with government policy, and that has to do with the way we take it and the way we talk to the community about it. You can see that this one, honestly, is something that gave me joy. That because there is a new development in this regard, and as an expert in infectious disease and somebody that have even studied HIV at molecular level and drug design level. So I feel that if you manage the psychosocial aspect of it, this will be resolved and there won't be problem. And we have been talking about every other thing, because when we talk about health, is an holistic approach. So we're not tackling it from a single point of view, but from many angles in ensuring that there is a quality health delivery to people, and we can reduce the transmission rate. Once the transmission rate is reduced, then we are on the verge of eradicating HIV. And I know in the future, it is possible for us to eradicate HIV. So far, we've been able to eradicate polio and some other pathogens that are viral disease. So I feel that we are just getting closer to the answer than what we were before.
I share in your optimism. Thank you so much, Associate Professor of Infectious Disease, Molecular Biology and Genomics, Oladipo Kolawole. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.